Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Suman. Today we are diving into TypeScript, the supercharged version of JavaScript that help you to write safer and clean code. If you are new in the JavaScript and you want to develop your coding skills in the JavaScript, this video is for you. So what exactly is TypeScript? TypeScript is a programming language developed by Microsoft. It's a superset of JavaScript, which means it includes all the JavaScript feature but adds something extra, which is static typing. Static typing means you can define what kind of data your variable hold. This helps catch error early and even before you run your code. Consider I have defined an interface and defined a set of properties, and for each property I have defined a type. So when I'm utilizing this interface, I have to make sure I follow the exact type of these properties. TypeScript is everywhere. It is widely used in front-end frameworks like Angular, React, Vue.js, back-end development frameworks like Node.js, Express.js. Apart from that, mobile development, game development, many open source libraries also aggressively use TypeScript, and many enterprise applications like Slack and many more are also developed using the TypeScript. In your local development, if you want to install TypeScript, you can use Node Package Manager and you can install TypeScript in the global scope using -g. And then for TypeScript we have to write code inside the .ts extension. So in my case I have created one file called app.ts, and under that I have written TypeScript. So in my case I have defined a method called greet which has an input parameter, and also I have explicitly defined the input parameter type as string and return type as a string. After that I have to run tsc, which is TypeScript compiler, which will basically compile this app.ts and generate a standard JavaScript file, and after that I can execute that standard JavaScript file using the node. Alright, let's discuss some of the core components of TypeScript. So in my Visual Code I have created one app.ts file, and in that file I started writing my TypeScript code. So first thing is a very simple function I have defined, and I have defined type of the input parameter and type of the return type. So in this case, suppose the return type is string. Now if I forcefully want to return suppose a number, I'll get a notification saying that the number is not assignable to a type string. So my IDE is able to detect what is happening, what is the error. So this is the power of TypeScript. So before running or compiling or executing the code, the editor, most of the editors is able to identify what exactly wrong in my code. Next I have defined one interface, and in this interface I have two properties, name and age, and I have also defined the type of this. So when I am using this interface, I have to make sure these properties types are maintained, and I have to write the code based on the property type. Next I have defined one array, which is array of numbers. So suppose if I put a string in this array, so my ID is able to detect the issues, what is happening in this array. Next I have a multiple types. Suppose for this method the input parameter ID can be a string, can be a number. So I can define a OR symbol, and I can define the ID can be a string or a number. So now the formatted ID can accept a number, also can accept a string. Similarly we can define a enum, a fixed set of values in TypeScript, and it can be utilized in the code. Next discuss about the class and interfaces. So in this animal class I have defined a property name, and I have defined a type of name, and when I am utilizing that in the code will recognize that the name should be type of string. Now if in the animal if I put something 1 2 3, I'm immediately getting a error saying that this is not compatible. Next is a generics. So this is one very important concept in TypeScript. So generics is basically like when you want to define something generically and want to utilize that thing for multiple purposes. So in this case, suppose the identity is a function which can accept string and also can accept number. So I have defined the type as t, and the value of the input parameter value can be also a t, which and this is basically a definition of the generics. Now this method can accept either the string or either the number. Next, the optional properties. So in this interface I have two property, name and price. So to define an optional property, you have to define the question mark. So now suppose I am creating a product object and my price is optional, so I can use name as a defined, but price is as an optional property and I may not define. But if name I not define, it will immediately say that the properties are missing basically. Alright, that wraps up our deep dive into TypeScript. We have covered what is TypeScript, how we can utilize TypeScript in our day-to-day coding. We have also covered the coding topics like basic types, interface, generics, and advanced features that make TypeScript a powerful choice for building robust and scalable and maintainable application. TypeScript is not just a tool for catching the bugs, it's a way to write clean and more predictable code. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more coding insights. And drop a comment if you have any queries or you want me to cover other topics related to the TypeScript. Thanks for watching and happy coding.